Hello everybody in Facebook land. I am making a video straight up out of, by God, West Virginia. Don't you just love that? I came home for a visit and it has been kind of a gloomy visit. Usually I can climb up out of whatever's going on and find the meaning or comfort in the lesson, because I believe a lot of things that happen to us or in our life or for reasons and for lessons for us to grow. Which I made a comment on Facebook the other day about offending people and what, anyway, I made a comment and had a lot of controversy attached to it because of other people's thoughts and opinions or whatever. And it was really funny to me because the comment was, if I have offended you, please let me know how, so that I may do it over and over again in order for you to grow. And what is so funny to me is, I don't think I really know what everybody needs to grow. I'm not saying that. That's ridiculous. Only they know what makes them grow. It's personal. What I was trying to say was, if someone finds offense to something that you're doing or who you are as a person in general, then it's not about you, it's about the person's perceptions of what they think is the offense. Now, I'm not saying send naked pictures to me on Facebook. That's gross. It doesn't offend me. I find it funny, but it takes all kinds of the world, people in this world, period. But what I like to do is find out if something does offend me. Why was I offended in the first place? Was it personal? Was it something that triggered something for me? Is there something I need to learn from the situation? And it was completely taken, I guess, out of text. I'm not really sure. But I made a video about it and I couldn't upload it. And I thought that was funny too, because that's just Spirit's way of saying, keep your mouth shut. Which I'm an Aries and I don't like to keep my mouth shut much. I like to share information, and that's just the way I roll. So, this visit was completely like sandpaper to my ass. And it's funny because it was sandpaper to my ass, but I really realized a lot of profound things on this little journey to West Virginia, my hometown. You get so far in your growth process that you don't realize how much you have changed because you're with yourself every day until you come home to people that actually have known you your entire life. And I'm not a bar person, but last night I went to the bar. I was hoping to meet with my brother, but I ended up meeting all of my ex-boyfriends. I find it odd because everywhere I go, people ask me a lot of questions anyways. But when I'm home, it seems to be like I get bombarded with tell me everything that you know bullshit. You know what's so funny, people? When you come home, you realize that people do not understand change. And you have to teach them respect, boundaries, and who you are all over again. And let me just tell you, I have no problem asserting myself when it comes to people putting me down, treating me like whatever they think they can treat me. And it's funny because these men that I dated, I was like, I could not even understand what seriously, like, I can't even find words for it. But what I have learned in the process was, first of all, Spirit has my back and protected me, because the situation and the men were not good men for me. They were not a good fit, but they taught me a lot about my heart. And a lot of them seem to have regrets around the way the relationship went down and basically the way they treated me. One of them actually wants me back. Well, no, both of them do, but what's so ironic to me is they don't even have a clue who I am anymore. And they think that I'm still this 19, 20-year-old girl that they can treat however they want to treat. Because I still love them the way I love everyone now. Nothing has changed about that. I'm very open and loving and, the cheerleader of the universe. But what was so ironic to me is that they had no idea who I am as a human being. Like, none whatsoever. And I thought about that for a long time last night, and they seem to have a lot of regret around 20 years of holding regret on how they felt about me and how I really was to them and who I really was to them and how great I was to them. And now I found comfort in that because I always tried to do the right thing, as my mother used to say. She always said, you always do the right thing. But I always did the right thing, and I never treated anyone badly. And I still to this day live by that. But they seem to have this regret and live in the past of what if, what if, what if. And regret is like totally unhealthy for anyone because everything happens the way it's supposed to happen and unfold anyway, regardless of our actions or choices in the situation. And it seemed to me that I showed up to this place to, number one, hold space for them. I'm not really sure. But I did the best I could when you're around people that are completely drunk. But I found out really that people in a small town don't understand growth. I was asked the question many times last night, tell me what you get for my future. I can't get a job. I can't get this. I can't get that. Yet I'm at the bar every night. And I just find it very odd that people think that by sitting in a bar is going to change their life. First of all, I'd love to tackle that subject with someone, but not at a bar when they're drinking. And not when I'm sober. It's not going to happen. But they constantly ask me, what can I do? What can I do? My life sucks. My life sucks. Want some French fries with that. But it's funny, how do you teach somebody change and growth when they have no idea how to change and grow or aren't even open to the concept? They're just stuck in their story of, oh, woe is me, I live in a small town, whatever, blah, blah, blah. You know what? You have as much choice as anybody else in the world. You have power, you can manifest, and you can create. But you gotta want it. You can't sit at a bar every night and think your life is going to change by some miraculous miracle other than me showing up. Hello? I'm just saying, if you want something and you want change in your life, for God's sakes, go for it. Quit your drinking, quit your whining, go do something different that adds some kind of positivity to your life. And you don't need me to tell you that. You already know it, but you're so stuck in your, bullshit of being some victim of a small town. Let me just tell you, if I can get out of a town, so can you. Just saying. So, for me, I realized I didn't have very many regrets around the relationships because on my part, my street was clean. Now, I can't say that for them, but I can say they have to live with their choices and actions in the way they treated me. And last night, it became very clear to me that a lot of people live with regrets around relationships, and I don't. I learn, I pick it apart, I change, I grow, and it's a stepping stone for me to finding what I really want in a man. And that has vastly changed for 20 years. It's been 20 years. The last person I dated taught me a lot, and I'm ready to go on to the next. I know it's going to be even better every time because I change and become better and grow every time. So, what I wanted in a man 20 years ago is not what I want in a man now. And you have to let go of that, all the regrets around your choices, because there really are none. Everything is all divine. It all falls apart the way it's supposed to. But for me, this trip has really taught me a lot. I think I've gotten so far disconnected from what used to be my home. And I realized this trip that home is really in my heart, where all my memories are, where all my love and support comes from. Came from my parents and my family, and my friends. I have a great group of friends, and that has changed since I left too, except for one. I hang on to her. But if anything that I could say, if you're stubborn and you're doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting things to change by miracle, just sitting on your ass, it's really not going to happen. You can pray, but there needs to be action behind the prayer. You got to help yourself out a little bit. And I'm glad that I got to hold space for them. And I'm glad that, I hope it helps relieve something for them. And that's where I come from. I come from a place of always wanting people to feel better about themselves, regardless of, you know, treatment, because people can change, situations change, you grow for the better, and, you know, always strive for that. You know, be the best that you can be every day, and then go for more. Try for more. You know, you never know what you can create in your life, and you never know what kind of impact you can have on someone's life. And to always be mindful of that process, because some people might be a little slower in the growth than you, you know? It happens that way. We're supposed to help each other, not push each other down. We're supposed to help each other up. So, video all over the board today, because it has just been a crazy journey. And I hope this video helps you heal in some way. And if not, I really do love you anyway. Bye-bye.